Hello, my friends. My name is Asger. I've been a piano teacher for more than 10 years, and now I'm going to show you step by step how to master the piano.
Starting with note names. I know you could technically learn to play chords and playing by ear without knowing the name of the notes, but it's very practical to know that every time you have 3 black keys, you have an A, B, C, D. Every time you have 2 black keys, you have D, E, F, G. We're back to 3 black keys, so this is another A. So when you warm up, you can go find the different A's. We have A0. I don't know why this is not A1, but this is A1, A2, A3, so on. Focus on the D's, D, E, F, G, D, E, F, G. Maybe backwards, G, F, E, D, G, F, E, D. It's a good warm up, and you can play it in time. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And try to go back to the pedal, connect it, and make it nice. That's the white keys. The black keys are named by their white neighbors. So sometimes we have an A, sometimes we have an A sharp. We call it A natural, A sharp, or A flat. So sometimes we have a C natural, maybe an A minor. That's a C natural, but if we have A major, then we have C sharp. So C sharp, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and so on. That's the system. We can also go down and say A flat, G flat, E flat. Technically we'd have an F flat, also known as E, E flat, D flat, C flat or B, B flat. So some keys have lowered white notes. It's a bit counterintuitive, but it's technically possible, and it's all there all the time when you read sheet music. That's note names, and next part is chords and harmony. Part 2, learn major and minor chords. We only have 12 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now we need to build some triads on these chords, because all music is built on triads. Technically, it's already there. If you play a low note, this note has overtones. The double note is the unison. The triple is the fifth. Four times as many hertz is the octave again, and 5 is the third. So when you play a low A, you already hear, you can measure these frequencies in the mix. And what we have here is an A major triad, built off 1, 3, and a 5. And the quick way to learn to build triads is to just learn the white triads. But very important to notice one thing: you have major thirds and you have minor thirds. So what am I talking about here? When you have 3 half notes in between, it's a major third. When you have 2, it's a minor third. And triads are built off of a major third and a minor third, 2 plus 3 plus 2, or the inverse. So a minor chord is skip 2 notes, skip 3 notes, or a minor third with a major third on top. So for instance, we have, what's this? It looks like a C minor major third and an A minor third. It's also just an A minor chord. It's really practical to learn the inversions. So all this is called A minor, and I recommend you using both hands. So you go left hand, right hand, and then you move the root note on top. So this is the first inversion, left hand, right hand, and A minor in second version. Think of it as moving the C on top. So this is A minor in second inversion. Continuing with A major, inversions, we can go to B flat, B minor. You get the idea. B flat and B and B is just a little bit annoying keys, right? Because it says black, white, 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 black, black. But it's the same pattern. 3 half notes and 2 half notes in between. If you have trouble with B and B flat, think of it as being just next to C, it's all white, and just below C, we have this weird little fellow called B major, and just in between B and A, we have B flat. So do the major chords inversions, make them minor, C sharp major, C sharp minor, and so on. D minor, oh, that was D sharp or E flat. You get the idea. Practice all the chords and learn major and minor, and then we can move on to riffs and playing something with these chords. All right, so the next step is taking your triads. Now you have learned all the notes and major and minor triads, so you know that this is a C minor, this is an F minor, this is a G minor. Now we start moving notes. Maybe the top note, maybe the center note, maybe the bottom note, or we can make little passing notes. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Works in inversions. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 5, 3, 4, 5. And notice that if I'm in minor, I have an E flat. If I make it an E natural, then we go make the same thing in major. 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3 in major. 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3 in minor. And this sounds really good with like playing bass notes down here. Sometimes you can double the chord. Sometimes often you skip the third, because the thirds, they take up a lot of space with their overtones. So F10 is more usually playing like 5th, 6th, 7th, major 7th. So maybe a left hand, I like to play a lot of thirds, 5ths. Stuff like this, so we rarely just have a triad, we usually go like so. This is C, inversions, moving the notes. Top one is always a good one. Then we move to another chord, F. So we have F in inversion, folding out the chord, moving the notes. Maybe move more notes at once, and then it gets really complicated. Because we're mixing a lot of chords really. To know a little bit about keys. So that's the next part of learning piano. Okay, so now you know the note names: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you know major and minor chords, minor, major, major, minor, you know inversions, you know moving notes. So you can do stuff like this. Now you need to figure out like what chords fit together. So we have this thing called circle of fifths. So typically chords that are a fifth apart, they have common notes, common tones. So F and C has the C in common. So this is also like playing an F major 7/9 chord. So when you see all these like 7th, 9th, 6th, all these chords with numbers, it's usually just chords that are mixed. So like a G7 chord, it's really just G with the added F. So we're taking two chords that surround C and mix them. Sus11 chords, you can go like F over G or G over F. And then we are like mixing the surrounding chords. What do I mean with the surrounding chords? So we have the neighbor to the right, or the fifth above. G is the fifth above C, and F is the fifth below. So these are also what we call the 4 and the 5 chord. And the magic about the 4 and the 5 is that they don't have any common notes, but they both relate back to the center. So we also call it the subdominant and the dominant, surrounding the tonic. Oh wow. So the wisdom here is really just like moving in thirds. No, sorry, moving in fifths. So a good thing could be like find your circle of fifths and then think of it as a clock. So you have like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Oh wow, it's all major chords like pearls on a string. But the further around the circle of fifths you get, oh, here at 1 o'clock we have an F sharp, because otherwise it would be D minor, and D minor is not in the key of G because we are connecting major chords. So we could say that G major and D minor are in the same key, but if we go to G minor and D minor, then they're in the same key. But if we mix it like G minor and D major, then we are making the same, like they're a fifth apart, but they're not the same quality. So this is kind of like an altered sound, more jazzy. Major with minor on top is the dominant 7 or dominant 9. Minor with major on top is a minor major 7 chord. You know it from James Bond movies, right? With the smoking gun. All right, so a nice way to play around the keys is to figure out all these fifth neighbors. So learning to go from like F to C and G and G into D, for instance, or D into A into E into B into. So I'm making a little riff here. It's my favorite riff. It's really just a 3-2-1, 3-2-1, and it leads us down to the 7th. And the 7th comes from the neighboring chord. So we go F and to C, or 3-2-1, 3-2-1, 1, 2, 3. See what I'm doing here? 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, and F and C. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So I'm playing with chords that are in the same family or the same key. If you look at the circle in fifths and go to something that's not immediately related, then you can hear the drama, right? F sharp to C. C to F sharp. That's a spicy world, right? F sharp, inversion, C. It's probably a scale that has a name, I'm not sure, but that's how scales are made. You mix chords, and if you take chords that have things in common, then you get like the normal scales. So like F, G, and C, they make up this key that has all the white notes. If we go to A, D, and E, it's another set of chords that an A major key, and it's really like A major, E, A, D, E, D, E, A. So all the notes in the A major scale comes from these three neighboring chords. And the second we change the quality, A minor, D minor, E minor, then we're in another key. And if we mix, what's this key? It's A minor, no, A major to D minor, E minor, A minor. So we are mixing and making a modal sound. What's this sound? A major, D minor,